Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. Today I'm going to be doing the next 5 stages, stages 77 to 81 of the Fanhome release, and build the Michael Bay Optimus Prime.
My name is Optimus Prime.
Doesn't look to be too much to do today. It seems to be a trend today, and you wait till you see tomorrow's video. But today we have got a start of the stand. Now it's very interesting. Do you remember we were doing the Robocop build and I had some issues with the stand that the pictures didn't match what we're actually doing? Well, funny enough, the stand today matches the pictures from the Robocop build. So I wonder if they've been switched. We'll have to see. We're going to find that out together. Now, if you want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description, and there's also a QR code on the screen. You will have to check in your territory if that is available. But without further ado, let's get cracking. Okay, so we're going to start with stage 77. Here's the magazine. Now, if you remember at the last end of the last pack, we were doing the blaster. The blaster's now finished, so by the look of it, we are still working on the left foot now. We've gone back to doing the foot. So at the end of it, it's going to look just like that. So for that reason, I brought over what we were working on the left foot, looking like this. And here is stage 77. Let's get this open. Okay, so bringing over the foot, we need the right toe, which looks like that. It's the indented side that I want to be facing up first, so that's going to go in there. We do have two which are very similar, but obviously I can't put that in upside down. If I put it that way round, it's the wrong way. So it's definitely this one that I put in. I need a flange screw, which is a TM screw, which looks like that. And I also need a split washer, which I've got in the bag here. So just put the split washer on the screw. Lock washer, I don't know. Everyone's got different names for them. And let's screw that in. Perfect. Excellent. Do the same on the other side with this one. So again, just over the top, TM screw, and screw that into place just like this. When I've got that in as tight as I can get it, I need these caps, which are in this bag here. And these are just push in. They're going to hide the screw holes here. They do have a little notch in them, which is going to match the notch that I've got on this side. So line them up and push it in, just like that. Do the same on this one. Line up the notch and push that in as well. Perfect. Now, on this lug that I've got there, I've got this detail to put in. It just pushes in onto that hole section. Don't need glue, it's going to hold itself, no problems at all. I'm going to take all the toes and rotate them down, just like that, because I'm going to be putting an upper bridge cap on now. So it goes round this way, and it's just going to be pushing into that area, just there, so that when I push this up, as you can see, it's now in position just under there like that. On top of that then, I've got this detail. That's going to be going in, as you see, we do have a pattern for this, so it can only go in one way. Just on top there, that's going to be held in with an IP screw, which I've got here. That's just going to go through the top, secure that into place. Then I've got a couple of details in this bag. I've got a little L-shaped detail, which is going to go over the lug here. So I'm just going to push that into position like that. And then I've got this cap, which is going to be lined up with the holes that we've got here on either side. And then I'll push that in as well. So that now is in position just like that. Now we do have one more bit left over, which is a metal part looking like this, but we don't use that in this stage. So, stage 78, here's the magazine. I guess we're going to continue working on that foot here now. We've got these parts here that we're going to be putting together just like this. So by the end of it, that's how that's looking. Get this open. Okay, so to start this stage, I need this bracket here, which has got the number 3 on it. I want the number 3 to be facing down, and then I want this to be going in. This is the part from the last stage into here. I'm going to put a HP screw just through that hole there. That looks like this. Get that one in. Now bringing over this bracket here, I'm going to be taking what I've just created, and that's going to be going onto this side, like that. And that's held in with an FP screw, longer screw this time, looking like this just from the outside. Now it is interesting that we do have the number 3 stamped on the bracket here as well, so we know that that's matching up with the number 3 that we've got here. So there we go, that's that one in. Now on top, I've got this detail here. That's going into this middle hole that I've got just there, this way round, held in with an AP screw, tiny screw this one. So I'm just lining that up at the top. It's actually screwed in from the bottom here, like this. Perfect. Then I want to bring over the foot, take this detail here, make sure the gold side is facing upwards, and quite simply I'm just going to be pushing this into the 3 lugs that I've got here. Perfect, that's in. And then finally I'm just putting this ring in to the 2 lugs on top here, so that it sits in just like that. It sits just off centre here, as you can see. And with those 2 parts, that's all there is to do in that stage. In stage 79, here's the magazine, looking like this. And we are now doing more parts of the left foot. Looks like a lot of the gear systems here, which look just like this. Quite difficult actually. So that's going to go in like that. Okay, so we're going to be taking 3 parts first to add. So we need this part here. I need this part here, which looks like a hat, which is going to be basically going in this side here. So it pushes in like that. And then finally I need this part here, which looks like a crown, and that one's just going in this side here. That makes 1 unit like that. Now I'm just going to push that to one side and bring over the foot we've been working on. And this whole thing is just going to be going into this position here with that detail just pushed facing down. So I'm pushing that on. There we go. That's in there. Again, put that to one side while we build another section now. This one looks a bit fiddly. Okay, so I need this part first. Then I need this part with the indented section facing up. So this is going to be going on here, just like that. Now that's held in with a DM screw, going into metal. So I have put a little bit of oil on this. 3-in-1 oil, if anyone's wondering what I'm using. That was almost an accident. And get that screwed in. Now if I have it this way around now, just turn that over. I need this gear here, and this is going to be going on that side just like that there. That's held in with a flanged OP screw, which just goes through the hole here. And then this whole thing is going to fit on that keyhole pattern there, because as you can see we've got a keyhole notch in there. So just line that up. It's going to sit in just like that. And again, that's held in with an IP screw, and that is one of these silver screws I've got here. Get that screwed in. Bring over the foot again. Now it may help to actually just take this part off now for the next bit, because we're going to be putting this into place. Now this actually goes onto this section just here. Now I'm just going to line it up. It looks kind of like this, so that when I put this on, these parts are going into the lugs just here and here. Get them lined up. This looks like it's going to engage with this. It doesn't engage, it just looks like it does. This here is going to be screwed into that point just there. So let's do this. I need an IP screw first to just put that end in. Perfect. Then I need 2 IP screws just to attach this now. There you go, that's in perfectly. Once I've done that, I can just put this part back on again. It's just a ball joint, so it just pushes in like that. Just put that to one side while I take over this detail here. You can see we've got 3 lugs on one side here, but on the ends, what I want to do is put these parts in. So the One with the semicircular opening on it is going to go in this side here, just like that. And the other one is going to go onto the side with the circle on there. Just push that one in as well. So that's how that's looking. Which means finally I just get to put this into position on here, pushing it into the holes. Excellent. And with that in place, that's all there is to do in that stage. So the penultimate stage of this pack, stage 80. Here's the magazine. Let's see what we're doing. We have got the base. Now, you see what I mean about the base? Look, we've got these metal supports, which we didn't have in Robocop, but we had the images for that, which is really weird. So I'm putting these plates in here, but I'm not actually doing anything with a base. I'm leaving these metal supports. This is going to be a very quick stage. Let's bundle this up with the last stage. Now, the last stage, I've got parts for Optimus Prime again, so I'm guessing that we're working back on the foot, are we? Let's have a look. Yep, we're still going back to the foot after that. So we're building half a base, but we're leaving it sort of in limbo. But I'll do both of these stages together. Now, this is a very big base, so let me just get this open. It obviously needs strong supports because these are metal. But because I'm not going to need them, I'm just going to keep them in the plastic here. But to give you an idea of the base, with my head, there you go, that's how big it is. And all I'm going to do for this stage is I'm going to be taking this bracket here with the curved side that I've got here. And I'm just going to be putting that into the position just there. Obviously, I've got these AAP flange screws. I'm going to need 3 of these and get this bracket screwed into place. So 1 there. And I'll just get the other 2 in. You can see that was a quick stage. That's all there is to do in that stage, looking like that. Put that to one side. And then open up stage 81 here, which we've got some more foot parts here. And as you can see by what I've just scattered around my workstation here, tiny sections here. Okay, just like last time, we're going to need this bracket here. Now, in this narrow section here, with this number, which is, I say number, it's like a backwards 2 on there, facing down, I'm going to be putting this just into here like that. And held in with a HP screw just from this side. Bringing over our little friend that we were working on a couple of stages ago. This one is now going into this one with the backwards 2 just written there as well. And it fits on just like this. And that's held in with an FP screw. That is the larger of the silver screws here. Get that in all the way. Perfect. Put that to one side. Bring over this section again, and once again, do you remember we reattached that? We're going to be taking it off once again. And this time into the hole here, I've got this large gear to put on. Now it goes on with the indented side facing upwards. So this is going to go on just there. That's held in with an IP screw. That is just one of these small silver ones. And that's in perfectly. And then I've got a smaller gear looking just like this, which is just going to push into the hole just at the top here. Like that. Put that to one side. And now I'm bringing over this section here, which is stamped with an L. I've got this bracket here, which we're going to be putting onto the bottom. It goes round this way. It slips onto the bottom like that. It's going to be held in with a pin. So what I'm going to do is line that up. I've got a pin here. Now the pin does have a beveled side. If you put the beveled side in first, it will help bring that in. I am putting the pin in a little bit of oil just to help out to get this pushed in. This is going to be a bit tricky. I do have a little block I can put this on just to bang that in. And there you go. That's in place just like that. Again, bringing over the foot that we've been working on, I'm going to be putting this into place. So this bottom keyhole notch is going to go into this lug here, which lines up this middle hole just at the top there. That's going to be held in with 2 EM screws. So one there and one at the top. In this position here, I've got space for a ball joint that's going to be just putting on. I'm just going to see if there's a certain way that needs to go. I don't think it matters, but we are going to be attaching that with IP screws. So one in that side and one in the other side here. Now it doesn't tell you to do this in instructions, but once again I'm going to be taking this section, putting that back on. Chances are we're going to be taking that off later on. We've got this part left over which we're not doing anything with, and obviously we just created this stage, but that's all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. So I think this is the week of quick builds, but there you go. So not much to do, although it was a little bit fiddly, but I'm not sure about that base. Very strange that we've got half a base. Hopefully we'll be completing that in the next pack. Once again, you will have to check your territory. If you want to see if this is available in yours, just look at the link in the video description and that QR code on the screen. Once again, any of my links to my merchandise, to my Amazon store, to any build you see on the channel, you can find just down here like that. The other thing is that obviously we've got a Christmas quiz on the 19th of December, and there's a card up on the screen linking that. So click the bell to be notified when that is. That's going to start at 7 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time on the 19th of December. And we're also going to be drawing the winner of what is the best model that I've either finished or working on in 2024. You can enter that by just following the link in the video description once again, or that QR code on the screen. I think we've got over 200 votes now, so I'd like to get that up and see how many people vote in this and to see what the winning model is for 2024. Anyway, really hope you like that video. Take care.